All right, a few opening comments on the game, and we'll take your questions.
Well, first off, give a lot of credit to Auburn, Gus's staff. They did a tremendous job. Out-physicaled us on both sides of the line of scrimmage. You know, every SEC game I've ever been in, that if you lose the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, you don't have a great chance of a good outcome. Thought it was a momentum game. We certainly lost the momentum there with some really, really uncharacteristic, dumb penalties. And throw the penalties, and you throw the fact that they were more physical than us. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and they were able to kind of run it at will, and they stopped our run. So you shake their hand, tell them they did a good job, and we got to pick it up and go get better, because you know Kentucky's not going to feel sorry for us. So humility is always a week away, and I think this team will answer and respond the right way, because we got some good leaders in that room, and they want to improve upon what they just showed. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
That 80-yard drive, you had to right off the bat. Did they do anything different? Did as a lineman, or did you just out-execute you the rest of the time? You couldn't get it going.
We had a big conversion on that drive. You know, we had a big play conversion, and that's what you need on these guys. You got to get extra downs. They're hard to run the ball on. They were hard to run the ball on that drive, because that's what brought up the third down. But I thought we executed well there, and then after that, we didn't execute real well and struggled to get off of press man. They do a good job getting their hands on you, and they just whipped us up front, guys. The bottom line is we couldn't move them.
All those things are what you talk about, you know, defense and being physical and discipline. But can you point to any reason? Are you surprised that that's kind of the battle that you lost tonight?
Yeah, you know, I feel like the uncharacteristically, the out of bounds penalty, the halo penalty, the jumping over the shield. We never do that. We never jump over the shield. I mean, talk to the kids about that, and that's what's disappointing, because it was out of character. Almost, you know, I'm in a hostile environment and I resort to things that I don't normally do. You know, and that's the disappointing part. But that wasn't what lost the game. It was the line of scrimmage. It was their physicality. That won the game. But what made it so lopsided was the undisciplined penalties.
Coach, your team's going to be on another big stage moving forward. Can they take something from this, going out kind of wide-eyed one time, and learn something from this?
I certainly think so. I think you learn from every experience, you know, positive or negative, and we're going to learn from this one. You know, we've got to play our brand of football. We got to execute. We got to be disciplined. We don't have to play perfect, but we got to play smart. You know, and there's Riley's play over the middle that changes the momentum of the game, and we didn't make the plays. You know, but at the end of the day, you say give Auburn credit, and they did a great job, and they out-physicaled us. So here's the bottom line.
Coach, Nico Hartman kind of sprung off some big kickoff returns and punt returns early. That fumble in the third quarter, you kind of speak of the change in momentum. Do you think that was kind of one of the final changes there when you guys had the chance to get the ball back?
Yeah, it's tough on Nico. You know, he catches hundreds and hundreds of those punts, and he knows he wanted to run up and get under it. He didn't get his arms tucked, and you know, Miko's a really good player. Miko's going to make a lot of plays around here, and he's starting to develop and gain confidence with what you saw today. You saw some of the return game that he's capable of. He wishes he had it back, but that's part of football. Miko's going to have things that happen in life. They're going to be a lot tougher than that.
Kirby, late in the half, I guess you didn't have any timeouts. Did you think about going for a fade or anything?
Yeah, not a good decision there. Probably a mistake. If we had it to do over again, would have definitely thrown the ball. You know, the thinking was that we didn't want to get knocked out of field goal range, but we should have thrown the ball, no doubt.
On mistakes that you mentioned, I mean, can you put a finger on why this game, why these all of a sudden popped up?
Can't put a finger on it. I mean, to be honest with you, we preach it hard. I think it's part of our program. It's part of what we do every day in Flex, part of what we do every day in what we do. You know, making sure that every kid understands the discipline you have to play with it. When you lose that discipline, you get what you had here tonight. And that's undisciplined, foolish penalties. And when you play a good team, you can't get away with that. You know, you can't give them an extra drive. You know, and it exposes you when you have undisciplined penalties, because then you're playing longer, you're getting less chances to run the ball and wear them down. And we did that. We did that tonight. We didn't tackle real well.
Kirby, did you expect to have so much trouble with your edge rushers, and anything Jake did under that kind of pressure?
I thought he made some good decisions. You know, Jake's a battler. If he shows anything tonight, he can move in the pocket, step up, move around when the pass rush is there. They got some good rushers, guys. That front is a really good front. They got a really good front, and you know we showed the ability at the end to still be able to move the ball and throw it when they had the good rushers still in. But at the end of the day, I thought Jake played well. He played hard and made good decisions.
Jake started the game 33 on the first drive. I think then he only had 8 passes in the first half. Was there ever discussion to maybe throw the ball more when they were stopping the run early on?
Yeah, there's always a discussion to do that. You know, and part of it is the fact there were some sacks involved in there too, so you got to be protected. But there's discussion every drive. With Auburn, if you throw it every play, you get in trouble because they got really good pass rushers. The threat to run the ball has to slow down their pass rushers, and we tried to maintain that threat. We just didn't do a good job running the guys.
Kirby was saying that he was upset that the defense didn't play. You know, you're a brand of football. Were you observing kind of those same things from the sideline, or what about it that you know they just seem so uncharacteristic of the defense?
Well, first thing they made uncharacteristic is they got really good players. They got a great back. He's very patient behind the line. We talked about it all week. He doesn't, you know, he waits and then when he hits the hole, he bursts. I mean, he is a really good back, and he toted the load. Got a lot of respect for his toughness and their offensive line's toughness. But we didn't keep our edges well. He bounced out, made some plays. They're tough to defend because you see them on the perimeter with the sweeps, but then they're running the power game up inside. So, but with all that said, we didn't play real well defensively. We didn't get off the field on the punt with the penalty. We just gave them a lot of things, but they punched us in the mouth, and we didn't respond to it. We didn't stop the run like we're capable of.
The offensive line, coach. I mean, you said that the line of scrimmage is sort of one of the places you guys lost the game at. What was going on there, and was it just the Auburn's defense that was hurting you guys, or what was happening for the offensive line?
Yeah, they're more physical than us up front this game. I mean, both sides. I'm not saying our offensive line, maybe their offensive line out physical our defensive line, and they're both ways. You know, their defensive line out physical our whole line. So it is what it is. I always say in coaching, it's never as bad as it seems, and it's never as good as it seems. So we watch the tape. There'll be plays we missed. There'll be opportunities we missed. But at the end of the day, you got to tip your hat to Auburn. They came out and played more physical than we did.
What did you see on that play? Jake is open. Riley is open over the middle. It was hard to tell whether Jake missed him or Riley didn't pull it.
Yeah, I don't even think it matters. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. We didn't catch it. And it's a result business. And I'm not looking for blame of anybody. I actually don't even know. I just think it was an opportunity missed. And it was one of several opportunities we missed. You got to give Auburn credit, guys. They got good players. They play really physical football, and they dominated us.
Kirby, their offense goes so fast. How do you think your defense handle that?
At times, well, we were able to give them a couple negative plays on fastball plays, but they do a good job trying to create chaos. And we got to do a better job as coaches to help our guys get lined up and be able to just get their cleats in the ground and play. And that's always a challenge. I mean, it ain't my first time playing them, but you got to worry about tempo. You know that comes with it, and you got to do a better job preparing for it so you give your guys a chance.
What was the gist of kind of what you told the kids in the locker room, given that for some it was the first time they had lost?
Well, the season's not built on one game. This team will be defined by how they respond, not by what they did tonight. They're going to be defined by how they respond. And we got a lot of leaders in that room that we get to go play a really good Kentucky team this week. So our whole deal is how you going to respond to some adversity. Things didn't go your way. You got your butt kicked. How are you going to respond? So I mean, it happens all across college football. You got to respond the right way.
Coach, I mean, it was a tough loss for those leaders as well. I mean, you could tell Sony was affected with personal foul penalty. I mean, how much do you get involved with leading those leaders that have been, to some effect, been leading all season already?
You're very involved. I mean, I think that emotionally it's tough. It's tough when you're in that environment. Things aren't going well. But that's not, you don't respond with undisciplined things and unsportsmanlike conduct. That's not indicative of who we are. That's not Georgia's brand of football. So we resorted to tactics that we don't usually do. And you can't do that. You can't do that against a good team and give them 100 yards in penalties.
How important is it for you being the head coach to kind of remain that constant, especially in these moments following a game? You don't have your head down. You're like, it's okay. That's how we respond. How important is your demeanor in terms of being a head coach in these positions?
Well, I think I'm the one in charge. I'm the one responsible for what we just did. out there. I'm not running away from that. We didn't play the way we're capable of, and our kids understand that. They respect it, and we've instilled a lot of hard work and adversity in them throughout summer workout. Well, now they got to respond, and that's why we do all the stuff we do. That's why we make them start over when they run sprints and they don't touch the line. You do all that for moments like now. So this is just an opportunity for our leaders to come forth, including me.
You talk about the season I've been built on one game. You got 9 previous to this where you guys played well, won games. You know, getting them back on that track, how difficult is that in a situation like this in your experience? Just a lot of kids in here and there, you know, with a lot of emotion a minute ago. Is it tougher to get back on that track now with the loss being the way it was?
No, I think you get their attention. I mean, it'll be tougher. It's going to be how they respond. And they get their attention, and it's a wake-up call, you know, for some of those guys. And it wasn't that I thought they didn't focus on Auburn or weren't prepared for Auburn. They prepared as hard as they could. Auburn had a better game plan, and Auburn went just physical. So our job is to respond the right way and move on now to Kentucky. You don't let Auburn beat you twice, right? You go get ready to play Kentucky.
2 more questions?
Coach, you talk about the games won in practice all week. Did you sense this in practice this week?
So I sensed that we had good practices. I mean, we had good practices. It wasn't a matter of that. It's a matter of them playing more physical, them executing better, and them playing more disciplined.
Last question? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.